For another edition of Happier at Home. Right now we're discussing addressing top fears when it comes to aging. For more now, we're joined by Deb Marcello from Happier at Home. Deb, good to see you as always. Let's jump right into it. Give us the top concern when it comes to aging.
Well, first of all, I think that we're going to need to break this into a couple appearances because covering all of them is going to be difficult today. But really the key to addressing the top fears of aging is to open that discussion. Knowing what those top fears are is really important, so then you can address them. So I would say the absolute top one is fear of loss of independence. It's really important for folks to maintain as much control over their lives as possible. So being able to understand what they look at as their independence. Some people look at that as the ability to jump in their car and go somewhere. Always offer as much information and options to help them to make good decisions on their own as well.
What do you mean by give them different options?
So let's say their concern is that they want to be able to use their car independently because that was the first thing that they were given by way of independence when they turned, say, 16 years old. So if they are unsafe drivers now because of health conditions, mental fitness, that type of thing, they don't have to stop having their independence and getting in their car and going someplace, but perhaps you get a caregiver that is able to act as an assistant and drive your loved one somewhere, as opposed to them putting your loved one putting themselves in danger and those around them by driving unsafely.
It's understandable why that might be a big concern when it comes to getting older. Taking a look at number 2 on your checklist here, we have declining function and health. Be proactive and preventative. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
So the declining functioning, physical functioning, mental functioning, and their health is something that is common. But if you are not being proactive, and this goes for everyone, but especially it starts kind of happening quicker as you get older. If you're not being proactive and doing things to prevent the decline in your health, of course, that's going to cause problems to occur on a quicker basis. But so the majority of seniors have those chronic health conditions, and they can be associated with physical limitations. So really trying to be proactive and preventative, but for those things that they can avoid, have the discussion with them about what kind of assistance that they might need and planning for the future. Is it that you have someone in your home to assist you, whether that's a family member or a paid caregiver, or looking at how to adjust your physical home environment with handicap accessibility, grab bars, things like that, to help you maintain that independence. And also looking at that, what the physical functioning, the decline in physical functioning means by way of their mental health too, because if you're in pain all of the time, that really plays a part in your mental health.
And I imagine acceptance might be a hard thing, kind of going hand in hand with that. Accepting the fact that, all right, maybe I'm unable to do this. Yard work is the first thing that comes to mind for me. I'm unable to cut my grass. I'm struggling to trim my shrubs. You know, maybe people would try to get out there and do it anyways, which ultimately is dangerous.
It can be, but you know, one of the things that I really encourage is for them to do as much as they can do. So perhaps having someone come along doing the grass, but if you're able to do some gardening or find an elevated stool or something to sit on while you're doing gardening, really looking at ways that you can stay involved and stay connected with those things that you love with maybe some ergonomic tools and assistance.
Deb, thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate it. Give everybody the website where they can learn more, and I'm sure we'll continue this conversation maybe next week.
Yes, that sounds great. You can check out the blog at www.happieratHome.com.
Awesome. Deb, thanks so much. Time right now is 8:25. Local headlines.